40 years have come and gone. Along with the sound of the Saint Francis Cathedral bell in Santa Fe. All those years ago, a priest walked out of these doors and never came back.
Father Rivera's body was found.
A murder that's still a mystery.
Well, the murder of Father Rivera was like one of the biggest crime stories.
Father Reynaldo Rivera was a beloved priest who had a gift for serving others.
Oh, I suppose you might have. He might have been considered one of Santa Fe's favorite sons.
He served his entire priestly career in New Mexico until he was murdered at 57 years old.
They wanted somebody from the cathedral. So something in that person's life happened that involved the cathedral and a priest. I'm not saying it was Father Rivera, it would, and just revenge.
Many of the details, motives, theories have stayed with now retired Santa Fe Police Department Deputy Chief Gilbert Ulibri. Father Reynaldo Rivera was discovered shot and killed near the La Bajada rest stop on the outskirts of Santa Fe in 1982. Steve Terrell was a reporter for the Santa Fe New Mexican who covered the story.
I was just thinking, God, who would have done such a thing?
It started with a call to the cathedral on August 5th.
Some stranger who said his dad was dying and needed last rites.
Most places would probably say, well, we're sorry, we can't come out, it's too late. But he decided that, that's what he's there for, to serve the people, and so he went. Without question.
And that was the last time he was seen.
One of the details that fascinated me the most was the phone call. The guy said he was at the rest stop at La Bajada when he called Father Rivera, and he'd meet him there. But the payphone there was, this is the days before cell phones, the payphone there was broken. So he had to call from someplace else.
2 days after that call, searchers discovered his body in a field. Father Reynaldo's car turned up in Grants.
He had been shot. And that's when we actually, became involved.
Ulibri says he was working with state police on the case after years with no luck. He made a plea to the public, appearing on an episode of Unsolved Mysteries.
I traveled to New York, Sacramento, Montana.
At the time, he believed Father Reynaldo's death might have been connected to the murder of a missing priest in Montana, Father John Kerrigan. His body was never found.
Do you still think those are connected?
No.
Ulibri interviewed hundreds of suspects, even traveled with a psychic to track down answers. But for the most part, detectives came up empty-handed.
It was definitely a letdown, and people tend to forget.
Though cold, the case is still open. Lieutenant Mark Soriano says the New Mexico State Police Cold Case Unit is still following up on leads.
In 2021, investigators were led to Texas, to an inmate in Texas, where they got that inmate's fingerprints and his DNA standards to compare it to forensic evidence that was at the scene.
Another dead end, but they haven't given up.
Any investigator that puts their eyes on a cold case investigation has the same goal as the last investigator that looked at it, and that's to resolve this investigation and to bring closure to that case.
While time has faded the memory of many who knew and loved Father Reynaldo, the impact of his death left a lasting impression on Santa Feans he served.
I still remember the procession from the cathedral to Rosario Cemetery. I mean, we walked through the streets of Santa Fe and there were just thousands of people. It was amazing.
Brother Bruce Mihalik says he will always remember his brother in faith who gave his life to serve others.
I always say a prayer for Father Reynaldo when I drive by the rest stop, because it just brings back all those memories. Yeah.
Memories of a crime that's become impossible to forget.
Do you hope that this case is solved?
I'm optimistic.
This story will have a different ending. Brittany Costello, 4 Investigates.